I don't need a deal, got a whip and a chain, and no, I'm not a slave in the South. I got a crib in LA and a crib in AZ. Either way, I be putting shit down. I'm the motherfucking greatest. I feel like Muhammad Ali. Down goes Frazier. I'm the motherfucking greatest. I feel like Jordan in his prime. I feel like Magic Johnson, 1980 Lakers. I'm the motherfucking greatest. Rap game, Tony Hawk. Hopping on the road like a skater. I'm the motherfucking greatest. Used to be a legend in the making. Now I'm feeling like the greatest. I've been snapping like a turtle. Dressed like a Merkle. They concerned.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Lady, still coming at you with another video. So after a crazy game, the Steelers go on to defeat the Chicago Bears 29-27. Now, before I get on to the victory lap, I want to give a huge shout out to Chicago Bears fans. You guys played a really, really good game. Shout out to Judah Tribe as well. I know you upset. I know you a little salty, but you know, I'll give props to the Chicago Bears for playing an amazing game. So I have a lot to say. Throughout the early phases of the game, the Pittsburgh Steelers did absolutely amazing. At one point, we were up 14-0. But then in the second half and the later phases of the game, the Steelers just got absolutely outmatched, absolutely outplayed. I mean, let's first start off with the offensive line. Kendrick Green, we could not win the point of attack on the offensive line. There were many points where they were like 3rd and 1, 3rd and short. We would run the ball and we would get absolutely stuffed. We did not win the point of attack. The Chicago Bears did a really good job pushing back our offensive line, and our offensive line kind of got wrecked this game. Some positive notes. We did get the ball rolling early. In the early phases of the game, Pat Freiermuth, our rookie tight end, caught an amazing touchdown, and it was great. It was great from going on there. We made big plays, but the negative is we also gave up a lot of big plays too. Anytime you're up 20-6, there is no reason why you should have that game become close like that. Like, you know, this was not a pretty win for us. This was absolutely not a pretty win for us. And we got to play better. We have to play better because down the stretch when we have harder teams like the Baltimore Ravens, we play the Browns again, we play the Bengals again, the Titans, Kansas City Chiefs, you know what I'm saying, the Chargers, you know, we have to absolutely play better. And you know, there's no room for mediocrity, period, point blank. And another thing I want to mention, you know, as much as it's crazy to admit, the refs were not good at all this game. A lot of penalties called, but most of them were on the Chicago Bears. Now, I do admit there were some penalties that I agreed with, but there were some penalties that I disagreed with, and there were some penalties that should have been called. You know, let's first talk about the penalties that I agreed with. The penalties I agreed with against the Chicago Bears were definitely the neutral zone infractions and the offsides. I mean, like when your helmet is all the way crossing the line, then yes, that's a neutral zone infraction, and that's just, you know, a testament to the Bears' discipline. Like sometimes you gotta be disciplined. You know what I mean? The calls that the one major call that I absolutely disagreed with when it came to the Chicago Bears was definitely the taunting penalty. I mean, really, I don't believe taunting should ever be like a penalty, especially if the dude is, even though Cassius Marsh was going toward the Steelers sideline, it's not like he was all up in somebody's face, you know, trying to get big with someone. As far as Cassius Marsh bumping into the ref, I'm like, listen, that ref was going to pull that flag way before Cassius Marsh made contact with the ref, or the ref, I should say, making contact with him. So yeah, I don't think it was necessarily the ref trying to make contact to throw the flag, you know, because if that's the case, Cassius Marsh would have got thrown out the game, fined, and suspended. So I do believe that what he was penalized for was what happened before the ref and Cassius Marsh made contact with each other. So yes, and the penalties that weren't called. So Ben, he got a roughing. So Ben, they called a roughing the passer call, I believe, on Ben. But when Justin Fields got banged up, they didn't call roughing the passer on Justin Fields. So I'm like, yeah, that's not right either. Overall, I must say, like, the refs all season for all teams have been absolutely dreadful. And there needs to be something that needs to be done about that. Because as a Steeler fan, I admit we had a lot of calls in our favor. But at the end of the day, we made just enough plays for us to win. We got to the quarterback. We got to Justin Fields. We got an interception. I mean, Bears fans, I mean, some of them can complain, but, anytime you throw an interception to a defensive lineman, I mean, you're just not going to win games like that. Sometimes even when the refs aren't in your favor, sometimes you got to have some introspection and look at what could the team have done better, and definitely turning the ball over, and also capitalizing off of the turnovers that you got against the Steelers would have definitely been something else too. However, the Chicago Bears absolutely played an amazing game. Justin Fields played an amazing game. The Chicago Bears defense played an amazing game, crushing up our Steelers offensive line. But they just came up short. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna give props to where it's due. Congratulations, Chicago Bears, Judah Tribe. Your team did good, and I'm gonna give you props on that. Steelers win, not a pretty win, but we just got to move on, clean up some stuff. Before I get going, I'm going to give a huge shout out to the Steel City Disciples, the Renegades of Pittsburgh, Steel Maiden, Eric of Steel, Leedy, LC Muscles, Renegade 412, the OG Mac Main, Steel Twins, Steel Jedi, Real Shit 412, Yens Nation Sports, Steel Jackson, Just Blaze 412. We're doing the damn thing out there, and congratulations. We're making it big. Now on to the Detroit Lions, the next game. But anyway, it's your girl Lady Still checking up on out of here. Judah Tribe, I'm definitely looking forward to the bet that you owe me. So I'll be looking out for that. But anyways, congrats on your team. And congrats to my Steelers. But anyway, it's your girl Lady Still checking up on out of here. Peace.
Forever is the strange